Academy of Management President, and I'm very pleased to be here with you today.
And I'm Quinetta Robertson, the Academy of Management President-elect, and I'd like to welcome everyone to our first ever virtual annual meeting.
We're here today to share a few highlights from the past few days and transition or Academy leadership.
We'll also be offering viewers some AOM updates, thanking key contributors for all they've done to make this meeting happen, and give you a sneak preview of what's to come for 2021.
First, we thought you might be interested to hear some of the details behind what's been happening the last week. Our scope was that vast, and as Quinetta said, this was our first ever virtual conference. So here's a small peek behind the curtain. We're thrilled to report that we have welcomed 7,218 attendees to this virtual conference. Amazingly, more than 165,000 individual session attendances have been logged. Those that have registered have come from 88 countries, and impressively, 36% of you are students. Young scholars, take a bow. Participants have engaged in more than 6,000 conversations, 3,000 private messages, 7,000 polls, and we're averaging 23 sessions each for every single conference attendee.
Use all of the technology, but now that I've had a chance to actually be in the conference, it's really been exciting. And in particular, I've enjoyed being able to participate in ways that I really wouldn't typically be able to participate at the Academy of Management. Conference with a guided meditation by MSR, by the Management Spirituality and Religion Division. Able to attend all of the All Academy awards. And what I liked is that I could personally congratulate the finalists and the winner via the chat function. But another thing that I wanted to note, I'm in the process of moving, and there was a session that I was going to have to attend late. But contrary to what would be the usual experience, I didn't have to worry about sneaking in the room and trying to find a seat, which was usually up near the front of the room. I could just sign on and see the things, pick up where the session was, and then also go back to the recorded sessions and watch what I missed. So I love that.
So let me try and outdo you, Quinetta. Most importantly, I have been having fun scrolling through the wonderful photographs of pets we have been sharing under the Conversations tab on the website.
Okay. You've been sharing pet photos on the Conversations tab of the website?
Quinetta, we're striving to be an inclusive organization. It is fun. Members have been showing photographs of their cats and dogs with some very fun captions. And I've even put a photograph of my very own Monty on the website. So beyond those amazing sessions, we hope that you've been able to take some fun in enjoying the lighter moments that we've had this week.
So I guess, Jackie, we should note that, we wouldn't have been able to attend all of those sessions or have all of those conversations or view all of the pets photos without the hard work and efforts of so many volunteers that helped to pull this annual meeting off.
So true. We can't say it any better than Herman McGinnis, or Vice President and Program Chair, and he does this in his introduction video. So I urge you to visit the video page of the conference website to check out his message that recognizes the incredible efforts of so many volunteers who've helped launch this virtual conference and bring it to life.
I think, Jackie, it's also important to note that up until this point, we've been discussing our personal experiences with the conference, but it'd be great to get some input from others. So for those of you who have tuned in live, who are watching the session, I invite you to share your experiences with me. If you take a minute and go to the polls tab on the session page, you can participate. We have a number of questions, and we'd love to hear from you about how you've engaged in this annual meeting.
While you take a moment to participate in the poll, we'll be sharing a few brief business updates from the Academy, starting with some membership trends. So it's important to say that 90% of our members we have retained despite or in spite of COVID compared to last year. This speaks to your commitment to the Academy. Now, I'm delighted. No, I'm not delighted. I am ecstatic to hand over the leadership of the Academy of Management to the next president, Quinetta Robertson. I sit here in awe of the boundless skills and abilities that Quinetta possesses. It's not going to surprise you if I say she's inclusive, but she also brings out the best in everyone. It is reassuring to hand over the reins to someone with such expertise, skills, vibrancy, knowledge, abilities, and I could go on to take us on the next stage of our journey. It is an honor to be virtually here with Quinetta as I pass the gavel in this symbolic transfer of the presidency.
Thank you, Jackie. It is my distinct honor to accept this gavel from you, Jackie, but I do have to admit it's a bit daunting given the big leadership shoes there are to fill from various people, from you who shepherded us through our first virtual annual meeting and in the middle of a global pandemic. I reflect on Charlie Jameson, the founder and first president of the Academy of Management. I reflect on Rosemary Pledger, the 34th president and first female president of the Academy of Management, and countless others, the 74 others who have served before me. So it's an honor to join the ranks of the presidents of the Academy of Management. I do have to say too, I'm very excited to work with the 20,000 members or 20,000 plus members and countless volunteers who make the Academy of Management the premier professional association among management and organization scholars. But if I am acknowledging leadership and honoring and appreciating all that the leaders of the Academy have done for the organization, I would be remiss to not acknowledge the hard work of our immediate past president, Carol Kulik. And so I want to thank Carol Kulik for all that she's done. If you know Carol's research, her work is well researched, it's thoughtful, it's impactful, and those are all the things that Carol brought to the Board of Governors and to the Academy of Management. When we had a decision to make, no decision was too small for Carol to not give it her full attention and effort and make sure that we had the members' best interests at heart. Carol, for those of you who don't know Carol, she's located in Australia, and she would travel to the Academy meetings and be fresh as a daisy, ready to do her well-researched, thoughtful work for the Academy of Management. And even when there were bumps in the road of her losing luggage, etc., she still was extremely resilient. And I think that's another thing that characterizes Carol and her leadership, that she was always so resilient and adaptable. But really what stands out in my mind, and for those of you who are tuning in, we honored Carol yesterday at our Board of Governors dinner. But Carol, so many people noted that Carol put the Academy first. She always put the Academy first. So much so, even when, we're trying to coordinate meetings across the globe, and Carol will be the one who didn't mind waking up at 4:00 in the morning in order to sign on and yet again be fresh as a daisy and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to jump into the work of the board. So, for all of those reasons, and just for the wonderful person that Carol is, please join me in thanking Carol for her extraordinary service to the Academy of Management. So some of you, many of you, may be wondering what's next for the Academy of Management. So am I. As Jackie said in her presidential address earlier this week, the Academy of Management will thrive because of the challenges and adversity that we faced over the last year, not despite it. In her presidential address, Jackie also drew upon a sprinter's analogy, saying that what we faced over the last year has caused us to have to develop these quick twitch muscles that make us faster and more agile. Well, I was a sprinter in high school and college, and so I know about those fast twitch muscles very well. But I want to build on Jackie's analogy, because while many people think that sprinting or sprinters are individual athletes, they're actually also team athletes as well. Many sprinters also run relay races. They'll run on relay teams, which rely on them to be collaborative in order to be successful, in order to get the gold, in order to beat their time, etc. And so as a sprinter in a relay, what I had to do, I had to know everyone else's pace, their speed, their strengths, their weaknesses, and adjust my efforts just so we were so in sync that we were successful. And I think the last year has taught us the same thing, that we've developed those same skills for cooperation and for adaptation in order to be successful. And so, thinking about that we've got the quick twitch muscles in order to be fast and agile, but we also have this collaborative spirit where so many people hunker down and work together to pull off our first annual meeting. I'm excited to see what the next year holds, because with so many people dedicating their time, their efforts, their expertise and experience, with the countless volunteers that we have, I have no doubt that we will be better, bigger, faster, stronger, and stay the premier professional association among management and organizational scholars. So let's go, 2021. So with that, and thinking about what's coming next, I talked about our past leaders. I also have to introduce you to some of our future leaders. With our new board results, board election results now officialized, I am happy to welcome our newly elected members who will join this journey as we forge ahead. So please join me in welcoming the new members of the Board of Governors, Sharon Alvarez, Pratima Bonsall, Deanne von Hartog, and Ingrid Fulmer. It is my great pleasure to personally welcome you to the Academy of Management Board of Governors. So with that, I think I just want to, thank everyone who contributed in some way, even just by attending, to making the last few days of this conference really amazing and proving that disruption can truly bring about positive change. I look forward to the year ahead, and especially hope to welcome you in my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, next year, where we will explore the 2021 Academy of Management theme developed by Dr. Amy Hillman, incoming program chair and vice president-elect, bringing the manager back in management. So that's it. And so for this, I will say thank you again. Encourage everyone to stay safe, stay well. And you want to do this last part together, Jackie?
Sure.
See you next year.